Bam! Look what just showed up, the Nikon D780. And since it's so new and so fresh, let's get a little unboxing going on. What do you say? Well, we're gonna explore what it comes with and how the body compares to the D750, which you can see I have right over here with me. But before I get into it, remember, come visit us here at the Digital Goja showroom in Miami, and don't forget, we publish new content weekly, so subscribe to our channel and tap the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. All right, so let's open this box up, see what comes inside. The first thing you're gonna notice is the Nikon 1-year limited warranty information and your instruction manuals. Now you're gonna get your instructions in both English and in Spanish. Just gonna set those aside. On the right, you're gonna notice that Nikon now provides you with a USB-C cable. It's a USB-C to Type A connection. Your MH-25A battery charger. Here are the prongs that you're going to use to plug in your battery charger to the wall. Nikon provides you with one EN-EL15B battery. This is going to be the same battery that's found in the Nikon Z6 and 7 mirrorless cameras. Next, we have the standard strap from Nikon, but I do recommend picking up the Altura Photo Rapid Fire Pro neck strap. Now this is a much more comfortable strap to use with the camera and simply connects to the bottom of the camera. Next we have a small little accessory that I think gets lost in many people's cases. This is to cover the viewfinder, helps keep out light from entering the camera during long exposures. And the main star of the show, the Nikon D780. Get a close look at this camera. So here it is, folks, the Nikon D780, and let me tell you, this is a really beautiful camera. I know the D750 was a really nice camera to use. A D780 looks very similar, but we're going to take a look at some of the differences between the D780 and D750. All right, so let's take a look at some of the differences between the D750 and D780. So if you look very quickly, the layout of the body is very similar. You have your depth of field button and your function buttons in a similar place, but they're a little bit smaller on the D780. The D750 has an AF illuminator, but they have removed that on the D780. As you can see, it has the timer light right on the front. On the right-hand side of the lens mount, the button layout's again going to be very similar, so it's going to be an easy upgrade. It's going to be easy to get familiar with the cameras from upgrading from the D750 to the D780. The one thing you're going to have to pay attention to is the flash button. Now the D780 lacks the pop-up flash that the D750 has, so this button will pretty much just change your modes, whereas the button for the flash will pop up the flash on the D750 as well as change the modes on the camera. Let's move to the sides of the cameras, and this is where you can clearly see that there's a difference in the camera bodies, is the layouts of the ports. Now they each have the same thing. You have your microphone, your headphone, your USB interface, as well as HDMI and a remote cable. Now the D780, as we saw in the unboxing, comes with a USB-C cable, whereas is a standard mini B on the D750. Right. In addition, you can see that the AF/MF switch hasn't changed. You still have your mode button in the middle. I really like this feature on the Nikons. It allows you to keep your eye to the viewfinder and change your focusing modes. But again, the D780 doesn't have that pop-up flash, and you can see a little bit clearer the button is not as extended as it is on the D750. Now we'll take a look at the back of the camera. So the back of the cameras are going to look very similar, but there are slight differences to where the button placements are. You're going to notice that now the live view button and the mode switch between video and stills has been moved up. I really like this because your thumb falls naturally in that area when gripping the camera. So I think that's a very good move by Nikon. Your playback and trash button are in the same spot. That hasn't changed. Going back over to the right side of the camera, the AF on button is new. This is going to be where your AF-L button, which you can program to activate back button focus, was, but now you have a direct button. You don't need to program that in the camera. The autofocus auto exposure lock button was pushed down on the Nikon D780, and the touchpad, as of right now, it has very similar feeling. So the moving and adjusting your autofocus points are going to be very similar on the D780 as it is on the D750. And since they moved the mode switch from the D750, they added the quick button to the right of the screen over here to access some menu features. Now on the left-hand side, menu button, your lock and your white balance hasn't changed, as well as the quality and your magnification for preview. Another difference that you'll see that we'll talk more about when we look at the top of the camera is this button right over here. This is what you're going to use to change your metering modes. So let's take a look at the top of the two cameras to see, what's the same, what's changed. All right, on the top mode dial, there are a few things that are different from on the D780. You don't have the scene modes anymore. You do have an effects mode. You have two user modes. You have your creative modes, manual, aperture priority, shutter priority, program, and auto. And you'll notice that you don't have that no flash because the camera doesn't have a pop-up flash. They changed the dials a little bit. It looks a little bit smaller. Just over time, I'll be able to tell whether or not that difference made it easier or not to change the settings. But it's really quick to change your mode dials. I really like this. This is where I see some of I still feel, to me, mirrorless cameras should have these settings outside of the menu options. On the right shoulder of the camera, the record button, ISO button, and exposure compensation button, and that's what's changed a little bit on from the D750. On the D750, you had the metering mode, which we talked about earlier, on the top shoulder of the camera, your exposure compensation and the record button. Now you have direct control for your ISO, which is an important setting. So I like that, these features are on the top shoulder for quick access. Okay, so you saw the top looks somewhat similar. Let's take a look at the side of the camera. As you can see, the grip on the D780 is a bit bigger. I feel that it's a bit more comfortable than the D750 was, although the D750 was a comfortable camera to shoot with. And both are going to accept 2 SD cards. Now the difference is that these are 2 UHS-2 compliant cards. Now the last thing we're going to talk about is the bottom of the camera. The D750, you'll notice that right here is a rubber pad. This accepts the contacts for the battery grip, and I do not see the same thing here on the D780. So that pretty much covers it for the physical differences between the D780 and the D750. Can't wait to test out the D780, and we'll make a comparison video between the D780 and D750 in the coming weeks, so make sure to tap the bell icon to get notified the moment we publish it. There you have it. What do you think? Are you excited about the D780? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, remember, hit the thumbs up button below, subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell icon. And if you're in Miami, come over to the Digital Goja showroom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.